The Raiders kick off their season tomorrow night on Monday Night Football against the Ravens. And finally, fans of the Silver and Black get to experience a regular season game in the Death Star. We checked the secondary market. Cheapest ticket in Vegas, $200. Most expensive, $11,000. John Gruden is ready.
You know, I still sometimes pinch myself. You know, you're out there looking at the mountains, Las Vegas, you see the strip down there, and you're getting ready to play pro football here. It's really a credit to Mark Davis and a lot of people in this city that make this happen. Vegas is an exciting place, and like I said, I hope we give them a show that is worth the price.
Coach is fired up. I'm fired up. And I know our guest, Vic Tafur from The Athletic, is fired up. Long time on the beat. Take the temperature of the team. Is this team ready to just storm the beaches of Normandy and get going here?
They are. There's a little tonight. Josh Jacobs is sick, so he's now questionable for the game tomorrow night. That'll be a big loss if he can't play. But before that, they definitely were flying pretty high. Their defense has gotten better. They got Gus Bradley, new coordinator. They got Yannick Ngakoue, a pass rusher. First time they had a real pass rusher since Khalil Mack left. And also they got Max Crosby, who's a kind of a developing pass rusher ready to take a next step. So they got two guys who can get after the quarterback. So definitely that's something new for the Raiders.
All right, so here we got Gruden. He comes in, 4-12, 7-9, 8-8, and then just a little while back, Mike Mayock comes out and says, it's time to make the playoffs. Was he posturing?
No, I mean, his job pretty much counts on it. I mean, he has to make the playoffs this year, and Mike's in trouble. And you can say the same thing for Derek Carr. Derek Carr, they have to give him a new contract this next offseason, so they got to decide if he's worth, whatever it takes now for quarterbacks, $150 million. So is he worth that? So it's kind of definitely, I think, a proven year for both those guys this year. So it's kind of playoffs or bust, definitely for Mike and probably for Derek as well.
Wow, and then the ringmaster to it all is John Gruden, who we just heard from. Has he been the same, more mellow? I mean, what's your read on him day in and day out?
When you have a 10-year deal, you're pretty safe. I mean, he definitely has some time to figure this out. So I think, obviously, he's been miserable at times the last 3 years. He wanted to win faster than this. I think he said himself the Khalil Mack trade, he cried for 3 days. I mean, that wasn't the ideal way to start off. And they've had some lean times. The COVID thing didn't go very well for those guys. A lot of fines and things last year. So it's been a rough pass for him. But I think he's definitely primarily still pretty positive, pretty optimistic. I mean, he likes the young talent they have on offense. They were top 10 last year when Darren Waller's one of the very best players in the NFL. So there's enough there that John's still very positive and thinks this is the year that they're going to break through.
All right, so there's some primetime players. You mentioned Waller, you mentioned Max Crosby, Derek Carr, but who are you kind of, focused on flying in and grabbing your binoculars and eyeballing to see how he plays?
I think on each side of the ball, I think Abrams is the guy for me on defense. Abrams is a guy who was a first-round pick, definitely the old-school Raider type, fiery, hits hard, but some serious coverage issues. So we'll see how they manage that with Gus Bradley, how he'll be used. So I'm very curious to see that on defense. On offense, they got the two young receivers, Ruggs and Edwards, guys who were drafted picks 2 years ago. They've gotten better. Ruggs has gotten a little bigger, a little stronger, I think 13 pounds in the offseason. So those guys have to take another step this year because they lost Nelson Aguilar, who was a leading receiver last year. So those three guys for me are the key guys I'm watching tomorrow night.
How much pressure do you think this organization is on in a division where the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs, the Chargers are better, Denver, meh, but to go out and make a statement and actually get a winning record, I think it's easier said than done. What say you?
Yeah, those three teams all won today. So right now they'll be in last place in the AFC West. They lose tomorrow night. So it's very tough. The Chiefs obviously cream of the crop, and they got a tough schedule. They got the Ravens, the Raiders, and the Ravens this week, at Pittsburgh next week. So it's definitely very tough. They got to at least split those two games to kind of keep their footing in what's a very tough division.
Hey, man, have a great time at the Death Star, as Mr. Davis likes to call it, and we'll see how it comes out. We'll see the true test with the Ravens tomorrow night.
All right, buddy. Take care.